People don't propose with this soup because it tastes good. They propose because thousands swear online it changes decisions. Marriages started in comment sections. Rings were bought after one bowl. A comfort dish quietly turned into a commitment trigger. And that raises an uncomfortable question. Is this really about love, or about something far older that symbolizes trust when we eat it? For centuries, chicken soup was prescribed long before romance ever noticed it. It appears in medical texts as early as the 1100s. It was served to the sick, the exhausted, the uncertain. Across cultures that never spoke to each other, all trusted the same quiet formula: protein, warmth, time, and care. Which makes you wonder, if this dish trained humans to recover first, did it also teach them when it was finally safe to commit? By the time chicken soup stopped being survival food, something unexpected happened. It didn't disappear, it stayed. And when a dish stays longer than it needs to, it usually means it learned how to mean something new. Chicken soup was once about recovery, about helping people return from illness, hunger, and loss. But slowly, almost without anyone noticing, it turned into a promise. When you made this for someone, you weren't just feeding them, you were staying. That shift didn't happen overnight, and the reason it happened matters more than the soup itself. At first, there was nothing romantic about it. Chicken soup was practical and controlled, often cooked by whoever had power over the ingredients. In many cultures, the chicken itself was valuable. Eggs meant income, security, and future meals. So when the bird finally went into the pot, it meant something had changed. And that shift hinted a commitment. For a long time, this wasn't a dish for guests or celebration. It was for family, for the sick, and for people who couldn't leave the house. Which is exactly why it became intimate. You don't cook chicken soup to impress. You cook it when someone matters enough to slow everything down, when schedules bend and waiting becomes intentional. People started believing it healed more than the body, that it carried strength, calm, and even luck. Some said it chased away bad spirits. Others warned it was too rich or too warming. Most of that wasn't true. But the comfort part stayed, and comfort has weight. As societies changed, chicken soup moved upward, from poor kitchens to Sunday tables. Not because it became expensive, but because it became symbolic. It started saying something simple and heavy at the same time. You belong here. And once food starts saying that, it never goes back. Across the world, thousands of versions appeared. They looked different, tasted different, and carried different names, but they shared the same message. Someone took time, someone cared, someone showed up. And somewhere along the way, a new name appeared. Not in cookbooks at first, but in kitchens, in jokes, and in stories people repeated. Marry me, chicken soup. Not because it guarantees anything, but because making it says something without asking for anything back. It says, I'm here when you're weak. I'll slow down for you. I'll choose care over convenience. That's the kind of gesture people associate with commitment. Not rings or ceremonies, but showing up when it's quiet and unglamorous. That's why we still recognize it instantly, even before the first spoon. If chicken soup disappeared tomorrow, we'd lose more than a meal. We'd lose a language we still speak without noticing. One bowl, one gesture, one quiet promise. And somehow, that promise still works. Follow the story, not just the recipe. More dishes are waiting.